Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and that's Connor.
Hey guys.
We're going to talk about Preacher, Season 1, Episode 10. It is the season finale. It is called Call and Response. Full spoilers for the episode, and obviously the whole season at this point, because that's the last episode, so here we go. Um, oh, this was insane.
Do you know, I'm pretty sure they channeled some Monty Python onto this.
I'm inclined to agree with you. Yeah, let's talk about the main thing, the big thing. He
It's unavoidable, isn't it?
Jesse has everyone at the church, and he uses the angel, telephone thing to call heaven, looking for God. And sure enough, it projects an image of a guy in a really bad white wig and white beard. and
I
for,
just
I was waiting for the reveal to happen that something was impressing him, but at the same time thinking, with the sense of humour this show's got, is
it
it
could be God, yeah.
It makes sense that it's not though, because I actually thought that this actually sets up the premise of the book. This entire season has been a prologue to what the book's actually about.
Hey, that's fine. It's a pretty good prologue.
That's not bad, but I mean, the entire point of the show is that they go on a road trip looking for God because they know he's on Earth somewhere, and they
Yeah,
try to find him.
I think it's easier to sell to a company, as a TV show to an audience as this is the location. Let's start here and then grow out.
Um, so minor spoilers for the comic because I want to point out a difference here. In the comic, the church blows up. It's been a while since I've read it, so if the details are a bit off, forgive me. But I remember that the church blows up with lots of people in it, and that's the sort of the catalyst, the starting point of this. Where, as in the show, judging from that news report at the end, the entire town blew up.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Uh, which we were hoping Emily would survive. It seems like she probably didn't if the entire town went up.
Probably not.
Uh, that said, so back to the God thing though. Um,
Genuinely, I really felt like I was watching a Monty Python thing.
it was proper hilarious. There were some good moments in there. The guy shouting, "Can you put my dick back on?" Um, the general hypocrisy of the whole thing.
It's just when he goes, "I just saw you picking your nose." He goes, "No, I didn't."
Yeah,
It's just, oh,
yeah,
killed me.
that whole thing. Although that wasn't even none of the stuff in that section was even the biggest laugh that I had that episode.
Oh
That,
no, I know what it is. Is
actually,
it
oh, it's not even the second biggest laugh I had this episode.
right? One of them at least is in the diner at the end, isn't it?
Yes, yes, that's the
Yeah.
second funniest moment I thought was
Right.
when
Okay.
Cassidy's still going on about the Big Lebowski and Tulip enlists the help of everyone else in the diner to tell him that he's an Egypt.
Oh, that was great.
But it's great. Him complaining about that is glorious.
It's
Um,
as soon as he opens, you just go, "Oh my god, he's still on about this fucking film."
yeah, but I like how it leads into it. Like you don't know right away that's what he's talking about. He's like, he's like, that's how it ends. What a lot of bollocks, and then you realise he's talking about Steve Buscemi and all that. It's
As
great.
far as running gags go, that's up there.
I hope next season it's a different Coen Brothers movie.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
He just keeps picking on Coen Brothers movies. So that was funny, but now the biggest laugh I actually had, and maybe this is an insight into my sense of humour, is when one of Emily's kids asks her if the mayor is coming to meet God, and Emily smiles and says, "No, he's meeting him somewhere else."
Yeah, that's good.
It was the smile, the way she smiled as she said it, cracked me up.
She's kind of evil, isn't she?
A little bit, a little bit. The entire town loses their shit though once the imposter lets them know that God is missing. Like God's not in heaven, they don't know where he is,
Hmm.
and the entire town goes ape shit. The guy who works in the plant, is it the methane
Methane.
plant,
Yeah.
under the town, which I was speculating all sorts of crazy shit about him being like in hell, like checking anger
Yeah, we were way
levels.
off.
Yeah, it turned out to just literally be a thing in the town. Fair enough. But you know what? Given everything this show had so far, it was a reasonable guess. But he immediately went from loving his wife to going, oh, we're all going to die. I might as well get a dominatrix in, and or not dominatrix. She had the ball gag on, so she was the submissive one. But whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, get a prostitute in and go wild.
Didn't end so well.
Didn't end well for anyone. I mean, the Native American dude and the mascot we've seen running about all season both hung themselves together.
That's true.
Meanwhile, I don't know. Like I said, I thought the diner they were in was part of the town, and they didn't even notice there was anything around them that was wrong. So either that's further away from the town than I thought, or it's just the centre of town that went up.
No, it must be further away from town because the news report was like the town blew up.
But yeah, but I just assume their towns don't have their own news, so it would say that regardless. It's not a big enough town.
Yeah,
I would prefer
maybe,
it to have its
but-
own.
I don't know. I just assumed it was out of town, like they'd already gone on the road. Like they'd
No, but
take.
I thought this was the same diner they'd been in before.
It might be. That's a good point.
Because they've been in like a diner multiple times this season.
It's true. Well, I didn't know if it was the same one or not.
I assumed it was. It looks similar enough. I mean, it's a classic American like roadside
Well,
diner.
that's the point. That's why I wasn't sure because I was
Uh.
like, they all kind of look kind of similar, don't they?
Yeah. So, who knows? Tulip asking Jesse to show what Genesis was. First of all, I would have busted out a Phil Collins song myself to be a bit of a wise ass.
I'm very aware.
But he said used to make her kiss him, and she punched him for the effort. And speaking of those two, we got an incredible flashback where Jesse had his hair that was a lot more like his hair from the comics.
It's full mullet, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we see the incident in, was it Ohio? No, Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, Ohio was at some point in this season. I can't remember what Ohio was, but yeah, in Dallas, this bank heist, and we see what finally happened and why she wants revenge on this. I think his name is Carlos Sobad.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting. See, I thought it was well done, showing him just like make that snap decision at one point,
Yeah.
and all the stuff with them like arguing whether or not to like kill him and
I really
So
like
on.
the whole sequence. The way it cut between banks and transitioned was really nice.
The other thing I didn't like about any of that, all of this stuff, was I thought the transition to then seeing him like in pain running through the street was a bit awkward
Yeah.
because I wasn't really sure what they were going to do to him, and then I wasn't really sure what they had done to him.
Yeah, I get you.
But other than that, I liked all that stuff. What what was weird at the start of the episode that I kept debating with myself is Donnie and his wife were harbouring Preacher,
You can't quite figure out why.
and at first I was thinking, oh, he's just used Genesis on them. But then the way he kept talking and the way they were helping, that felt very different.
Didn't it?
It feels weird that he had this change of heart between episodes, because we didn't see anything in the last episode that made him,
The last thing he held the gun up to him pretty much, right?
yeah, and handed him over to the police.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but that feels really weird to me. But
Nah.
that said, they made for some amusement. Them arguing when they were also in the house, and the awkward scene at dinner. Chillip coming in and bashing her head on the table was good fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, times are fun when Chillip's in a bad mood, I think.
Yeah. Especially when doors are open and she just doesn't care.
Yeah, she's just sauntering. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, of course, the ending, they saved what they set up last week just for the tail end, the nice little hook. The Saint of Killers is on Earth, and he kills the woman angel that we'd seen in the fight with the other angels and Jesse in the motel, and he blows her to hell. And I don't know if she's completely dead or if it's, as if he can kill, because he killed the other one.
Yeah, because he wasn't. I speculated last week.
Because we see the other one come back and he's alone.
Yeah. So I think he can kill them.
Yeah, it's not
for some reason.
It's not that we're in hell. It's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, it's him. I'm sure. I don't know if it's maybe his gun. I don't know.
It could be his gun. Yeah, it's not entirely. It could be on the supernatural here with the whole the cult.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but there's something about him that can kill the angels.
Yeah. And by the way, I just know he's called the Saint of Killers. I know it's not been revealed in
Yeah.
the show that that's his name. I don't think that's a spoiler. It's just his name. It's not even his name. It's what he's known as. I mean,
Yeah.
who the fuck knows what his original name was? Mike. Uh,
Looks like more of a Steve, but you know.
let's face it. Given the time period he's from, it's probably more like Jeremiah or something like that.
This is a very good point.
But it was on Mikes and Steves in the 19th century, 18th century, wherever he's from.
I don't know. How can we make those names more like that?
Uh,
I can't think how to do it with either of them.
Stephen and Michael.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's not the same ring to it.
It's as close as I can get.
Yeah.
As close as I
No.
can get.
No, I can't think of a cool way to do it with those names.
Anything else? Anything else that we've left before we?
No, I just still can't get over how batshit insane that got.
Yeah, that God stuff was absolutely crazy. But it was. I was glued to the screen the entire time, so they were holding my attention.
Yeah.
I mean, to look at the season as a whole now that we've had the full thing, I do think there was a few episodes here or there that were a bit filler or maybe just padding things out a bit too much, and it feels like the whole thing has been a bit of a prologue. So it's like they've had to invent a lot of story for this season, and they've held back on a lot of things because they're only just going on the road trip at the end. That
Yeah.
said, there was a lot of high points. I liked the hell stuff last week. I loved the episode with the chainsaw, the episode with the fight in the motel. Not just for those moments, I mean the episodes in general were just really good.
But those moments stand out as when you
Yeah.
look at the season, you think of the show, you think of those moments.
Um, if I'm going to look back at the whole season and sort of like give it like a kind of a, I mean I'm like a rating almost, it'd probably be like an 8.
I'll probably go with a 7.5, but
Yeah, something in that region. Yeah, I feel like it's a show that might really grow in its second season.
yeah, I feel like it might as well because whereas in this they adapted the characters from the book and they took that, most of the story was pretty much their own stuff.
Yeah,
And if they can do that quality with their own stuff, working from pre-existing material and having an already solid guideline to go from, should, in theory, improve it.
it's not only just that though. A lot of shows improve in their second seasons.
There they do.
And and like I say, I did feel like some of the first season was a bit of padding, and if they are just going to be not straight adapting but taking like stories from the books now, and there's 6 hardcovers of books, and if that's say a season of material each, that's another 6 seasons of potential just non-stop story worth telling. It
Yeah.
depends how they divvy it up though. I mean, for all we know, the next season could be the next 2 books, which would be funny given this first season was not really any of the books.
Yeah, that's true, but you never know, do you?
So, no, season 2 will definitely be covered by us when it hits, presumably at a similar time next year, start of the summer.
You'd assume so.
And nah, that's us. So that's Preacher season 1. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of that insane episode and the season as a whole. And like and subscribe and all that stuff. It helps us out a lot. Thanks very much for watching and sticking with us all season for Preacher. We'll see you next time, guys.